Oh, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. Tons of it going around. And our little girl brings them all home from school, which is nice of her. So as I mentioned, I'm painting the fronts and back before I sand the veneer, because this is going to go over, which it is, and with the vacuum on the sander it doesn't affect the paintwork at all. So I find this is the best way of doing it. Otherwise you're masking it up and then you'll end up with a cut line even if you're careful. So I just find this works so much better. It's a bit quicker as well. So we get a nice thick coat on this to get right into the chipboard and just roll it out. I've masked up the badge at the back, so hopefully when that comes off our badges will still be pretty good. Using a roller does put a bit of texture on there as well, which is going to be good for disguising the chipboard. Nice. Tape around those for the second coat so I can get right up close to them with a roller, so I don't want the texture to be different around them. Nor do I want to cover them in paint. Anyway, I'm sure you get the gist. I raided the medicine cabinet, found that perfect fit. Nice. Right, that'll do for a first coat. 2 more. Okay, so at this point both cabinets have had 2 coats, front and rear, of satin black after sanding. So we'll see how that comes up. I expect they'll need a third, and the tweeters have been cleaned up and sprayed. So I expect it came up before. A few people like, why bothering with these speakers, you know, what's the point, throw them in a skip. Well, yeah, that's constructive. These are a speaker that someone really enjoyed, and you know, we're kind of almost creating a new speaker, but yeah, why not make do and mend. So I'm yeah, looking forward to seeing how these turn out really. So even though these are a bit of a budget job, I still want to put a bit of panel deadening on there, which is what I've done, and it's quite surprising what that takes out, considering that's a hollow box at the moment. So yeah, get some foam in there as well, and probably some polyfill, and yeah, they'll be pretty good. So similar to what we had before, we had fiberglass in there. We've now got some nice wool in there, which is also stapled in to stop it flying all over the place. So I'll see how that works out when we start measuring these, whether I need to add more or maybe even take some out. But we're all nice and dead now. That's still a hollow box, remember. So yeah, I think that's probably going to work. So next thing to do is get the drivers in and start measuring. Right, so these have been sanded, and honestly, I can't believe how well they've come up. They haven't had any oil or anything on them yet, but that contrasts with the wood, which I think is walnut, and the black is fantastic. New drivers sitting there, or new woofers sitting there really nicely. Yeah, very pleased. Most of the scratches have come out. One was worse than the other. I think it was this one. Yeah, just there. I think if I fill that, it'll be more obvious than it actually is, but yeah, very, very pleased. Right, let's get some oil on them, and then that is the cabinets done. I've got some cables hanging out the back of this one from the tweeter and the woofer, so I can then get on and build a crossover for them. Very pleased. Right, okay, they've had one coat of hard wax, and I think I might need to sand them a little further. You can see there that blotchy patch, and there I obviously haven't sanded out the original lacquer or whatever was on it before fully, so we're pretty good at the top. It's just down the bottoms. Might even be damp that's got into them, but I wouldn't have thought so. I think I just need to sand them a bit further. I went quite hard on the bottom of this one just to see how far I can go, and that's absolutely perfect. That's a bit blotchy, and there as well, so I'll let that go off, go hard, and then see how they look, and then probably just sand that again. But yeah, really pleased. Right, part 3, we'll get on with the crossovers. Oh, and we've got the covers to do as well.